So we're going to be doing a lot of propane tanks refills here. I know it'd probably be easier if we had the big ones, but we're using what we got. So we got these 20-pound ones, a couple of 30 pounds. So I want to make it a lot easier to transport these back and forth to get them filled up. So I'm going to make a holder that I can go and put them in the back of the bed of the truck. That way we can be able to transport them safely, and if we have to go every couple of weeks to get them filled up, it'd be a lot easier and everything. So this is I'm just trying to, I'm winging it here. We'll see what we come up with, and you can follow along and see if you like the design and do it yourself. All right, so the tools, we have a cordless DeWalt, circular saw, an impact drill with a star bit, of course, tape measure, speed square to make them straight lines. Wish I would have known about that years ago. Marker, and of course safety gear. Don't forget your PPE. All right, and so next thing I'm going to be doing is go ahead and measuring where to put these. I know ideally the best thing would be to put them at the front. All right, but then you have to get in the truck to load and unload. So my goal is to have it right near the edge of the near the tailgate here. So obviously I can't put them right there because that's the lip where the tailgate comes up. So where that board is, that's close to where I'm going to start it, and we'll go back that way. And then we'll work up some kind of design where they won't be tilting over and everything too on that. So I already know the measurements here. So from here to here. So you want to make sure that's not going to interfere with the tailgate being closed. My tailgate stops about right here at the edge of this little area. So I'm going to put it right on that side on there. So we're going to cut 2 long boards, and that'll be the supports on the top. All right, so my measurement was 61.5. Actually 61, yeah, 61.5 right there. Get a little mark there. Got a handy dandy speed square. Make sure we got a straight line going on here. There we go. All right, and who says you need a workbench? You have a tailgate. Yes, I know this is probably not approved by all kind of safety things, but guess what? It works. And I wouldn't go crazy clamping this. I'm sure it messed up your tailgate. But you know what? This is a lot better than putting stuff on the ground. And of course, these are some awesome clamps that you can buy that, and you just attach them to pipes, and they're a lot cheaper too, a lot more handy to do to your, and then have another one down at the bottom there too. All right, so we'll go ahead and make 2 cuts on this. We got our 2 boards, so now I'll set them up temporarily with 2 tanks, one here, one over there, and just to get an idea for the spacing. So we're looking at now just about 1 foot or 12 inches and about almost a quarter. And I don't want these to be super tight, but I don't want to bang around a whole lot, so I'm going to go ahead and go with 12.5 inches on this here. All right, so I'm sure I could do math, but I don't like math, so I'm just going to do it the more logical way to me. All right, so we got a 2x4 that's going to be in between here from there to there, so that's the spacing that's going to have there. All right, we have our first one here. All right, we'll move down, and it's right there. All right, so that'll be our next one there. Move that board over here. Move this tank over here. All right. So far we got 1, 2, 3 boards. All right. And we'll move this one up here. That's going to be a 4th board. And everything fell down. Okay. So the 4th board. All right, but that's how many tanks we're going to be getting basically from the looks of it. All right, so we're going to be having enough. We'll have a little extra room on the end. So yeah, that'll just be the way it is. But I don't want to just divide out the space, because then they'll be rattling side to side. So we'll just have some extra space on one end, all right, on that part. All right, so we're going to be cutting 1 board, 2, 3, and then it was 4 and 5. 5 boards, if I counted right. Using 3-inch, exterior grade deck screws with star bit, of course. And we're gonna got the 5 spacers. All right, and I am a little bit OCD, so I'm not gonna put them all on this edge and have it off. So we're gonna inset both a little bit after I do some scratching my head and figure up some math here. All right, so after scratching my head, and we basically ended up with about 2 inches on each end. And basically you want to make sure you have at least 1 foot and 1/4 spacing. If you have a little bit more, okay, but if you go with 12, it's going to be tight. You don't want it too tight. All right, so the key thing is, after I put each one of these in, before I put that one in, that's fine. That one I'll measure again to make sure it's at the correct spacing, and then I just left a little bit of gap on each end. So, all right. Now the test. Let's confirm. Make sure these are all right. Good. 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 Yeah, good. Awesome. All right. Now we need to make some legs for this thing. So of course, normally the leg on the outside would be the most stable, but the inside of my bed is rounded. So I think we need to go inside of here. I believe there's enough space. Or not. Okay, all right. Looks like we're going inside of here then. I really thought that would work, but no, yeah, that won't work at all. Unless I want to split these, but then to be really skinny. All right, so we are going to go right here and here. All right, and there's going to be more teeter-totter in this direction, or it's not going to be so much this way because the side of the bed. So we're gonna get the height. So I would assume that I want these to go about up to here on this, because if I want to do some taller tanks too, I want them to still be fit in here. So let's say we go with a leg that is somewhere about the top of this would be resting about right there, basically where that little white speck right there is. All right, so we'll cut 4 of these out. Okay, that little white mark worked out to be about 10.5, so that's where we're going to go with. We'll make 4 legs at 10.5 inches tall. see what happens with the tank in it. Awesome. If we do a 30-pound tank, I think that'll be quite adequate. Sitting there. The third one. Good. And the fourth one. Oh boy. Squeaky squeak. Okay. So, we gotta move that board over just a little bit. All right, will it fit in this one now? Yep, good, it's even better. And of course, you know, this wood usually shrinks. This is brand new wood, so. And all right, that's awesome. All right, let's put it in here and make sure it fits. I will be honest, I was getting a little concerned. That rubber gasket there. Cool. All right. So it's got the tires hump behind it. So it can tilt over, but it cannot slide back. So we're good on that part, on that. All right, so next thing is, let's do a little brainstorming and see if we can make it so it can't tilt over. All right, so we can definitely discover that this can tilt. All right, so if we have a leg, now just envision this is the back side. I'm just holding on the front for now. If we have a beam coming out, that's going to make it definitely a lot more difficult. Now, we're not talking about making this you know, if I'm in a wreck or something where, I mean, it won't come out. I mean, we're just talking about slamming on brakes. Don't want the whole thing to flip over. So a leg, like in this case, you know, just have a 2x4 there and the frame coming out about, you know, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So that would be adequate. But you know, if we're only doing 4 tanks, that would probably be what I would do. I'll just put a leg on this and have it sticking out the back. Yeah, the only irritating thing about that is storage. But you know, at least you can pick it up by the leg at that point, I guess, and throw it in the back of your truck. Another option would be just to run a strap all the way around this, and then through around the tailgate, for example. So you could just run a strap around the tailgate and around it, so, and going down through the hinge, and then of course that would hold it too. That would probably be the easiest option if you just want to have 4. But you know what, I have, you know, over a dozen propane tanks, so I'm going to add 2 more on the back in the middle, and to me that's going to give it the leg where basically it's not going to tilt over. That's my idea. All right, so we're going to make 2 more of these spacers and 1 more board for the back, and we'll put them on there, and then we'll see what happens on the stability at that point. All right, so I got a board 29.5 that's going to be the back. I got these right here. They're the same length that I made before, 12.5, and then I did 11.5 legs for the back that will go back on the corners there on the back. All right, so we'll get this attached and screw it onto the back. All right, so here it is. It's getting dark, but I want this done. I'm not putting it off another day. So we're going to go ahead and set this back here. And we shall attach it to there. All right, so we got it all together. Not sure what happened here, but yeah, it's all right. One board is a ½ inch off apparently. Caddy corners and screws, I really don't like that. So over here, I did put some corner boards so I have something to screw into on both ways here. Okay, so here we have it. 6 tanks, 220s, 230s, and 420s, 2 in the back. All right, so this is the finished product here. So you can see I added the extension onto the back. Basically, this makes it so there's almost no tilting in this when you try to pick it up here. So, and if you didn't need this many tanks, obviously, you could just do a couple of legs on the back here with that and maybe a cross support or something. And that'd be, I feel like that's going to be adequate enough there. Some of these are kind of tighter than I want them. If they don't loosen up after a couple of uses, I could always go in here and kind of sand that out a little bit, round that just a smidgen. But it's probably actually better than not banging around. That way they're actually kind of tight and snug in here anyway, I suppose. All right, we'll see how they travel. Okay, so just to recap a little bit, so I feel like this project was pretty successful. Generally, sometimes I like just to not do any research on something, and as far as see what everybody else did, and just try my own idea and just see what happens. That way, it's like to me, it's all an original idea. I mean, I'm sure there's probably somebody else that probably did the exact same thing that had the exact same idea I had, but that's not the point. And this, I enjoy doing it. It's just fun, and it's getting my hands on something and actually building something. So this worked out pretty good, I feel like. The only thing I probably would have done different is the legs on the sides of the truck. I probably would, if I had to rebuild this, I'd probably move them legs a little bit more inwards because my bed is rounded, so the legs don't really sit very secure on the side of the truck there. So, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it, and I hope you try to do something like this too. All right, thanks for watching.